The first part of the live should be saved. But we had some tech issues right at the divine time where I said, if you so motherfucking tired, you tired of waiting, you tired of being optimistic, go the fuck to sleep. Go to sleep. Stop waiting for your daddy, for your mama to pull up and come pick you up for the weekend. Go to fucking bed. Good night. Good night. Rest in peace. Give it to God and go to sleep. Shit. Peace, Melvin. Thank you. We got full moon. Go the fuck to sleep. Must be a full moon. Feel like one of those nights. So with this full moon, we are in the full moon shadow period. What? What's up? I choose you. It was in reverse, honestly. I choose you in reverse. So you may feel like, because I'm hearing right now that Michael Jackson song, what about us? What about us? I had to get to the part that y'all probably know. That I know, slash. Some of y'all may be like, what about us, bitch? What about me? And Spirit's like, are you getting what you need? At the end of the day, you over here complaining about what your partner ain't doing. You complain about what your job ain't paying you. You complain about, but what are you not doing for you? First off, what are you not doing for you that you know you need to do? Rather that's nourishment, exercise, sleeping, meditating, breathing, cleaning the house, moving some stuff around, whatever that is for you. So how are you not choosing yourself right now? Okay, we have think before making a final decision, and we have settling down here. Settling down here. So there can be some major shifts when it comes to just, there could be like this pressure on you when it comes to maybe closing out some cycle of like wanting to party all the time, or just do certain lower vibrational things, or I don't know, some of y'all may be like maturing or being called to level up, like you may be growing up and Spirit's calling for you to grow up, like, okay, I need for you to shift because somebody is getting bored. I was talking to my sister one day, and she was saying how one of the guys that she was dating, she was like, we went to the beach, and then we just went home. And I was like, girl, adulting be like. And then we went home. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Where you want to go next? You want to hang out till 3 o'clock in the morning? Bitch, you almost 40. You almost 40. Sit down. I'm 30 saying this. I'm 30 saying this. And I remember when I was moving, like in my year 28, 29, things began to slow down. And I was like, woo. Okay, bitch. The 30 is the new 50. Okay. And so some of y'all may be feeling that too, like, or just, there could be some things that you need to release when it comes to, you may have a fear of settling down, because you may have like this feeling like you're going to be locked down, or life is not going to be enjoyable anymore, or something like that. So with this thing before making a final decision, there could be like some love interest too, or some of us are in relationships and you may just be thinking like, do I really want to stay here? Something like that. All right, so we about to close up. I'm about to pull like a few more from here and we about to close up. Peace, and thank you for your subscribes. Thank y'all. Welcome in to all of you who are rejoining us. We had some little technical difficulties, but we're back. We have under surveillance. Rest your body. So rest, this is the message of tonight. We have expanding family in reverse as I'm talking about it. Expanding family in reverse. We have rest your mind and body. under surveillance. I'm seeing somebody on fucking I'm seeing like the security and they have like all the fucking cameras and somebody just like going to sleep and not being on duty. And so you may feel like there is something that you have to micromanage. We've been kind of picking up on this. I think it was yesterday. But over the past few days, we've been picking up on this energy where it was like you don't have to micromanage something. You may have set intentions. You may have sent some prayers up. You may have been working with some crystals. You may have been doing some kind of healing, whatever, meditation, scripting, vision boards, whatever. And send it out to the universe and let it be. Let it be. You already planted the seeds. And just water it with patience now. Water it with optimism now. Water it with some fucking rest. But your guides are like, you may have handed something over to them. You may have delegated to your guides or your ancestors or somebody in the spiritual realm, whoever it is that you've been working with, like, I need you to take care of this, or this is my desire, this is my goal, or this is my deadline, these are my intentions, whatever. And they're like, I got it. Like, go ahead, go to bed. They're making me. They think they're taking me back to like when my mom, when I drive and my mom's in the car, when we're on the road. Like, say if we decide to take a road trip and I'm with my mother, she can never rest, even if she's in the passenger seat. She sleep like this. I'm like, go to sleep. I'm driving. I'm taking her to the airport recently, last week. She's in the passenger seat. She's on her phone every 2 fucking seconds. She looking up at the road. I got this. Go ahead and send the text or whatever you doing in your phone. What you keep looking up every 2 seconds for? It ain't no traffic. I ain't stopping and going. I ain't jerking you or nothing. What you doing? So it's that energy where some of y'all may be like, you're not allowing yourself to let something go, or just trust your discernment and allowing the flow because maybe you're not in control anymore, you know, or you can't see but so far. So you're just like straining yourself, draining yourself, trying to find a way or trying to see the light. And it's like, relax your eyes, relax. We got 2 weeks notice and we have your ancestors are proud of you. So we have under surveillance. Your ancestors have been watching you, and that's why they're coming through like rest. Rest. You may literally need to give something over to them. You can visualize yourself doing that. We do that every so often, or we did it a while, not so long, too long ago, but we did a guided meditation where, you know, we visualize ourselves holding all these bags or these weights. And you can call forth a specific ancestor. You can call forth a group of ancestors and pass them those weights, pass them those bags. Literally, see it. Let's go beyond the veil. Like, it's time for us to start using these meditations intentionally. Okay? Allowing for our spirit to travel and do these different things in these different ways. So again, you may be trying to hold it all together, Capricorn. Trying to be the strong one. And this is your time to delegate. Delegate. And there's nothing wrong with a little follow-up, but you do not need to micromanage. Okay? So, your ancestors we wanted to close out with that. And both of the decks are faced in, so we don't know what's inside. So again, there could be something that you have yet to really fully understand, but let these things unfold. We have 2 weeks notice. So remember, I picked up that quit energy. Some of us may be putting a 2 weeks notice in when it comes to something. This will be a good, tool to use. You may want to write a 2 weeks notice to your present self, the one who is drowning in anxiety and depression and survival and fear in whatever these energies are that you no longer desire to be in. Write a 2 weeks notice to that energy. Write a 2 weeks notice to that version of yourself. Interesting, the 2 weeks notice came out because right before I started the live, I came across a video where the guy was talking about putting in a 2 weeks notice and getting severance pay. He put in a 2 weeks notice. He was trying to put the lovies onto game and was like, If you try to put in a 2 weeks notice, I don't know how true this is, but this is what the video said. If you try to put a 2 weeks notice in, and then your boss, they in their feelings and they just like, oh, well, we're just gonna let you go now, and then you are eligible to get severance. Again, don't know how true that is, but there could be some kind of energy there, you know, where spirit's like, you wanted 2 weeks, or you thought you needed 2 weeks, but we're gonna go ahead and let you go now. We're gonna let you rest now. We're gonna let this come in now, you know, and you're gonna get that severance pay. You're gonna get that paid time off, you know. So some of you may want to put a week or two. I don't know what that looks like for you. You may need some time fucking off. What do you need to do? How can you choose you? All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So to Nisi, it's $15 minimum for the readings. Nisi, it's $15 minimum for readings. I don't know where you are, Nisi. Masterpiece said, we need a guided meditation. It's been too long. I'm going to sit with that. I don't know if you were here, Masterpiece, the other day when Graffiti asked me about, or I think Nino asked me about the, will I still be doing the blast? And Graffiti asked me about guided meditations, like I think a week or two ago. And I told him, I was like, I am good on that because, I just don't, I'm not in that space. I don't know how long I'm going to be in that space, in this space. But it's, I won't say it's energetically taxing, but honestly, I be in a space where I be like, how am I just overdoing it? You know, because to you or from anybody from the outside, it may just be like, oh, it's just a guided meditation. But zooming out, think about it. Like, I'm on a live. I'm working with collective energy, you know. So I am guiding collective energy. And y'all know Double, I like to be the strong one. But as the energy is shifting, as I am shifting, my perspective is as well. And it's like, and it's outside of this collective energy. I got personal readings and bookings and guided meditations and rituals. A lot of other places that my energy is being poured into. So when it comes to sharing this space and guiding in that way collectively, consistently on top of what I'm doing in the shadows, it's just like, nah, I see y'all on the other side. Like the lovelies who book, then we could take it there. But I don't choose to continue, at least in this present moment, to keep showing up for free 99 collectively, guiding the collective and guided meditations on top of what I do on the live every night. It's a lot. It really is. And it's time consuming, and it's not just time, but it's energy. Because most of our guided meditations are at least 20 minutes, you know? So I've allowed myself to kind of like let go of trying to carry everything out, because I told you I'm very fixed. I have a lot of fixed energy in my chart. So I like to hold on to things. But I find that as I embrace my seasons and understand my whys, so I'm not so up and down, in and out, that allowed me to flow with ease as I transition, you know? So I said all that to say, I just kind of wanted to, you know, give y'all some insight so y'all can understand like why I'm not doing it no more, at least right now, like I said. And so that's just where we are. That's just where we are. And thank y'all for understanding. But again, I offer these services on the website. I understand not everybody can afford them, or, you know, or not everybody chooses to book them, because you can't afford it. I ain't clocking your pockets, and that's okay. But I have to have boundaries, and that's where I draw my lines. If I don't, there will never be any. So let's close out with our declaration, which will be, I trust the unfolding and release the need to control. I trust the unfolding and release the need to control. I trust the unfolding and release the need to control. So I'll go ahead and leave that in the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and get to our personal readings. Baby boo, I did not see Nisi, was it her name? Oh, okay. Yep, I see you sent in your difference. I got you. Okay, so we got Isalana, and then we have Nisi. We have Isalana, and then we have Nisi. Ashe, welcome into all of you who are joining. Thank you for your subscribes as well. I am from Virginia, born in Georgia. Okay. Ashe. How is Lagos? Lagos as well. All right. And I ask you, when was the last time you have conducted your own intentional guided meditation? Because y'all know I'm just a little sprinkle to show you the different paths, the different ways you could do things, you know, to awaken these aspects within yourself. Just like I said with the daily energy, that's going to be dropping off this year as well on YouTube. So y'all go ahead and mentally prepare yourselves. Literally, go ahead and get your study on. Like Graffiti says, shit, by the end of the year, y'all all should know how to read daily energy. I mean, every night I say the same damn thing. 9 represents endings. 5 is that Gemini energy. Bitch, it should be drilled. Tip drill, bitch. So I got the daily energy recorded throughout the end of the year, and now I'm not bringing that into next year, into 20. Actually, it goes into next year, and we close out on the 4th. My last daily energy, because that's when the damn journal went out, January 4th. So that's the last daily energy, and it's time, and I'm passing the torch back to you. Like, all right, now you come on, rise, because I'm about to go on to something next. So same with the guided meditation. I'm here to assist you. Right? There's nothing wrong with seeking guidance and things like that. But I opened the doorway. I showed you how you can do it your way. And expand your mind when it comes to your relationship with meditation. So take that. Apply that. And then when you need some assistance, come holler at me. When you feel blocked, and you want assistance, because you may not need it, you may want it. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Holler at me. But are you taking care of you at the end of the day? So, it's a lot of love. Y'all stay with us, because Brother Lagos, I'm sure he got something good for us tonight. Lakita said, right, my numerology skills is getting a little better. Ashe. Ashe. You know, this, me doing the daily energy, that helped me. Me doing it every day helped me. Shit, it wasn't solely for y'all. Bitch, a lot of that was for me too. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for something expanded, something more. Let me build on that, right? Where is the love deck? Don't I got a love deck? Did I mix? Don't tell me I mixed the love deck in with everything else. No, so where is it? Oh, it's right here. Ashe, Matthew. Thank you, Amy. All right, so Samana be love. We gotta make it better. Show them something they've never seen, and then, just for fun, show them exactly what they didn't know they've been craving. Okay, I don't know. It's Alana. I need you to move this around. Okay, you said this is on a specific person. Yes, I still sell the decks on CrystalineMars.com. Nikki's so pretty. So I'm not sure if you have been keeping something low key and you about to like pull something out of the bag, or somebody else is about to like show you something that you didn't even know you wanted. I do see something turning around or turning up. We have the temptress. The temptress. Let me see. We have secrets. There go that bag energy again. We have flirt. Okay. Yeah, we have natural beauty. We have pressure. Okay, so when it comes to this specific energy, I do feel like there's like this mysticism here. You may not know how to feel. I'm not sure if this person, I'm picking up on like Scorpio or a Gemini energy, Aquarius energy, maybe even Virgo, honestly. But nonetheless, there is this mysticism here, like surrounding this relationship here. It does feel like it's full of goodies. It's just there is a lot of like unfolding that will happen over time. I do feel like there is some releasing of expectations. I'm not sure. They may move a little differently than you're used to. You may not know how to feel about that. I don't feel like it's anything to worry about though. It's just like you need to evolve your way, like allow the love or the relationship to be like organic as it is, and just like adapt to this new style or something like that, or their love language. We have the Six of Swords here. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing, I think it's SWV. What I need from you is understanding. So not sure if you may want to like go over this person's birth chart with them, or the birth chart's coming up. The birth chart's coming up. So if you could get their time and date of birth, and look at their birth chart and like compare it. You could either book a service if you care that much, if it's that deep, or if not, you can do your own studies, right? But I am seeing like birth chart. Like look at their birth chart. Specifically, I'm picking up on the Lilith, Mercury, Venus, and Moon. Lilith, Lilith, Mercury, Venus, and Moon. Look at those placements for them, and that can help bring some clarity about who they are as well. But there is some understanding that will happen if you allow for it to just unfold, and if you ask questions. But it's something about like something, I don't know if you don't believe them or something like that too. So I don't know, I feel like it's some things you got to break through too. It's Alana, like, because you might be projecting some stuff onto this person, but I do see it having the potential to progress and move forward again. So just kind of allow for it the transitions to transition. Asali, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with Nisi. All right, so Nisi wanted a general need to know. That's a nice little mix up. Y'all know I love my hibiscus, but this lavender mint is really good. Lavender and peppermint and blue lotus. It's really good with some honey and some lime juice. Of course, babe. Where's Nisi? Is Nisi just in the shadows and don't want to say nothing? If you're in the shadows and you don't want to comment, that's okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into Nisi, because I feel like Nisi's sitting in Niecy's getting my messages because she sent in the extra love offering, but I don't remember seeing no comments, so I don't know if Niecy want to stay in the cut. That's okay though. Shark said, I love the wrap and necklace. Thank you. Y'all, I like my copper a little salty. It's really oxidized, and I personally don't like to shine my copper. Honestly, me personally, I'll let it oxidize, aka get salty, and then I'll just rewrap it. And so I don't want to rewrap her, but she's really, really oxidized, and I like her like that though, so I'm probably gonna keep her like that. Nikki said that sounds bomb. It is. Harmony's done. Okay, are you Niecy? You did the little Niecy, when's your birthday? You're so annoying. When's your birthday? Thank you, Seth. Okay, so what Niecy need to know? I wonder if the guys heard me. I think he did. I know he had to change. I heard him outside. That's why I just yelled at him. Ready. Okay. 617, fucking Gemini. I'm not fooling with you. I knew it was one of them signs that I just talked about. It's Alana. I knew it was a Scorpio, Virgo, fucking Gemini, or Aquarius. One of them. Let's see what we got. You a different kind of Gemini. You one of the chill ones. You don't say too much. You don't say too much. What we got? So we got Journey here. We got the Ace of Swords. Okay. I heard, don't ask no questions. So let me see. I do feel like there's some offer to either go somewhere, or somebody might be asking you out on a date, or there's some invitation. And there's some skepticism that I pick up from you, where you just like, and it's not don't ask no questions literally, but I do feel like you do need to say yes to something, and don't overthink it. Because you are big on, you like to know what the fuck going on. You like to know all the details, like who gonna be there, what time, what's the, like, you want to know all of the deets. And there's gonna be some kind of like mysticism here. Maybe about the person or something like that, or the place. You may not know all the details, and be okay with that. This could be some significance on Thursday. This could come through on Thursday. We have Judgment here. And the guy's coming in with the lavender mint, bitch. Okay, what we got? The Judgment. We got the Three of Cups. Yes. Yes, because you're very, like, you're interesting. Because I've already picked up on, like, the low-key. Like, you don't do too much. You're not really a busybody. Like, you could count your friends on your fingers type energy. Like, that's your energy. And I do feel like you're due for a good time. You're due for a good time out. So even if this opportunity does not exactly come through on a 10th or something like that, this may be something that you want to open yourself up to, like allowing yourself to build genuine relationships and to bond, you know? Because you're so different. Like, you're very, gosh, it's like, to know you is to love you, but you're very particular on who you let even know you, and that is okay. But I do feel like it's this like-minded energy that does want to come through. There is this soul kindred energy, this kindred spirit energy that wants to come through. And so there could, I don't know if you had, you know, you have some stories around like women or friends, or, you know, just being by yourself that may need to be released. The full moon is on Thursday. You know, some boundaries that may not actually be helping you, that you may want to reflect on and release. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. You're so closed off. Oh my gosh, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So it's interesting. It's like the very thing that you want, you're closed off from. Page of Cups in reverse. Six of Swords upright. And renew upright. Exactly. Exactly. So it's time for you to, again, like, open yourself up to relationships and coexisting with people, building with people, experiencing life with people, and allowing yourself to be, your energy to be shared. I do see reciprocity here. This does feel like brand new energy. It feels like some kind of like small community though. It doesn't feel like a lot of women. It is women coming through. About 3 women. Could be in your family, but yeah. Let this in. So I'll definitely start doing some like heart opening, speaking more positively about the possibilities of the relationships that could actually exist for you. That's what I got, okay? I love your energy. Like you're so chill. You're like the I would like you because you don't do the most. You don't do the most. Like you kind of one of them people that's like what's understood ain't got to be explained. Like yeah. So there are other people like you. So open yourself up to that, okay? So that's what I got for y'all. Thank y'all for sharing this space. Crystal, that's my twin. We are similar to one another. I shame. Thank you, Asmart. So again, thank y'all again. Y'all stay with us. We're now about to transition over to the guys about to talk about some love energy. Our spiritual lesson. If y'all would like any personal one-on-one services with Brother Legas and myself, y'all can always book on the website, CrystalineMars.com. He is open for spiritual clearings and readings. We'll have his information pinned very soon, at least on Instagram. I mean on YouTube. So y'all can send in y'all love offerings for him. And I will see y'all in the comments. You love the drawings in the back? Thank you. You said Brother Legas got that ish on. Ashe. Are you done with the collective? I am. I'm about to head out and Brother Legas about to step on in. So I will see y'all on Thursday. But y'all stay with us as we transition over. Ashe. We are streaming from Virginia. Where you from? Where you at? Where you watching from? Okay. All right, it's on you.
Peace, family.
Grace.
Today's spiritual lesson is on love and how that affects your cards, right? We are all dealt certain cards based off of our birthday. For instance, my cards are the 6 of spades, the 10 of spades, the 8 of diamonds, and the 6 of clubs. Shay? So, based on these cards, you have a personality, you have characteristics, you have traits. Now, we also have in the deck of cards, we have kings, we have queens, we have jacks. Whether you're born, whether you already have a jack or already have a queen or already have a king as part of your deck, as part of your cards or not, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your what cards you're pulling from when you are in a state of love. We're talking about being in love in relationships. Essentially, when in a love state, or maybe highly infatuated, might be a more accurate way to describe it, men tend to go in the jack space. The jacks are the creative artists, the entertainers, the ones that are going to try to impress, pull out all the stops, even try to lie, or just try to convince, persuade, try to sell, the person that they are communicating with. While the woman, when she's in that space of infatuation, of love, she goes into the queen space. Now, the queen space can be challenging and can be even confusing when it comes to that space. In some ways, it can be very helpful, be very useful, very service like oriented, but at the same time, that queen can be can go into a space of wanting to be very selfish, want to be pampered, very skeptical, very testy, very it just, there's a lot of ups and downs and arounds that you never quite know where the queen energy is going to come from, right? But the jacks, if you have that mind's eye, if you have a good idea of what that looks like, they're a lot easier to foresee. Now, the king energy is not an energy that's based off of love. The king energy is based off of position. It's based off of mindset. So you're not going to have someone who's in this love state, this infatuation state, that's pulling from the king energy. In fact, you would have to do your best to really avoid such a state. As a man or as a woman, you have to avoid such a state because you would be in a state of responsibility, of accountability, of leadership. Of leadership. Ashe. I do have some more to think about as far as how I want to better analyze what we're doing, what states people are going in, especially the men are going in current times, because the men in these current times are not so open to go into the jack state. Now, there's plenty of jacks out there. Trust me, there's plenty of men going to the jack space. But there's a lot of men who are not going into the jack space anymore. I can't necessarily say they're going into the king space either, because that has to do with a certain level of stoicism, leadership, managing of other people. Okay, so I can't say that that's what's happening in mass. Maybe the trait that a lot of men are going into personality-wise might be you would say an 8, maybe an 8 type of space, which is a more stubborn space, which is a more, it's about me and what I want or what I think or how I feel, and that's it type of space, right? Which can be very, solitary, or it could be an ace type of space as well, very solitary type of situation. And it's all about, their own transformation, their own goals, their own understanding, their own loving of their own self, things like that. So somewhere around there, we're seeing less jacks, right? Which is where you get courtship from. So when you think about kings, and as a man, if you want to be a king, or as a woman, you want a king type guy, understand they are not coming with typically with the same jack mentality. So you're not going to get that same type of courtship or notoriety, or attention. The same thing other way around, with the women who are in their, the girl boss type of era. Understand that they're pulling from the king energy. So for men, understand that if she's pulling from the king energy, right, it's going to be it's best to just move out the way, really. And the only way that she's going to change, come out of that king energy, is if for whatever reason she chooses to, right? So I wouldn't try to, force that or convince, because you can't force or convince a king, right, whether it be a man or a woman, to change their mind of being a king. Only they can decide that. Ashe. So that's today's spiritual lesson. We're going to the Q&A. Ashe. Peace to all of the TikTokers, YouTubers, and the Instagrammers, the IGers, OGs on IG. We appreciate all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Ashe. Fode Nori says you look like Kendrick Lamar. Ashe. Does Kendrick Lamar dress like this? I don't know. Has he ever worn a fedora? I don't know. But I shaded to K Dot. So can I get a praise Jesus? I mean, well, you can praise Jesus. That's all on you, right? Shay. This isn't a religious channel in that capacity, right? Peace to Fireman Prince in Nigeria. But go ahead, please spread the word, Sir Thomas. Is this a preaching video? I wouldn't say so. I'm not really in the preaching game. I love your hat, says Amangil. Ashe to you, Amangil. Appreciate it. Let's see. Master P says, Brother Goss does readings as well as anyone wants one. I'll share the Masterpiece. Can you explain a little more about the suit based of your birthday? The suit based off of your birthday? I can. I just don't know exactly what you want to know about that. But so for instance, well, when you look at the suits, right? The spades represent the element of fire. They represent, also they are considered, they have the oldest type of soul energy, you could say, right? They have like that old soul body, the oldest type of energy. And then you have the next oldest type of, giving off the oldest type of vibe would be the diamonds, which is earth. Spades also, like I said, they're fire. It's fire, element of fire. They deal with health. They deal with death and rebirth. They deal with religion and occults, science, and rituals and stuff like that. Work. They deal with a lot of work as well. Priesthood, things like that, right? Then you go into the diamonds. That's the next oldest, second oldest of the souls, soul energy. They deal with, that's earth element. They deal with finances. They deal with values and principles and ethics and morals. They deal with real estate and assets and merchandise and sales and money. Yeah, things like that, dealing with contracts and stuff like that. Then the third oldest or the second youngest, you could say, would be the clubs. Clubs is the air element. They deal with thoughts. They deal with communication. They deal with intuition. They deal with writing. They deal with thoughts. They deal with debates. They deal with arguments. Imagination. Knowledge, teaching, studying, things like that. The next would be, and the last would be the hearts, which is the youngest of the soul energies. They are water-based. They deal with love. They deal with family. They deal with relationships. They deal with knowing thyself and self-love. They deal with unconditional love. They deal with breakups. They deal with marriages and pregnancies. Um, they deal with networking. They deal with pleasures and sex and desires and parenting, sacrifice, things like that. So those would be the suits and how they affect us. Brittany Smith. Good is good, and I love God. Ashe. To the God. Side of film says, "Wow, you kind of touched on it yesterday." Ashe to that, right? We did. I think we went into it a little bit. We definitely did talk about the Kings with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But then we went in and brought in the Queens as well as the Jacks. Ashe. So, any questions, comments, or concerns for today? Ashe over to those on TikTok. I wonder why we got a restriction for what they always restricting us. Always trying to restrict the message on TikTok. Australia account. Maybe some interesting people on TikTok. And be inviting us. Oh shit, so I'll wait one more minute just in case. Wait for it to hit the 2200 mark. Otherwise, remember to go to CrystalineMars.com for book your sessions to acquire your crystals, break your contracts. Masterpiece says, how do you tap into the Akashic records? I've been hearing this word in my sleep. Well, the Akashic records are, it's just your DNA, right? The information locked away into your, that's coded into your DNA. It's a process. It's just a process. And in that process, you pull out more and more information from the Akashic records. So, you can do it through meditation. And through that meditation, though, you have to purposely be looking to try to find answers, to try to find information, to try to, speak to different entities or beings or selves, or, you're going through a travel, you got to travel. Breathing techniques before deep breathing before you go to sleep can help. Studying as many different ancient concepts as possible. the different informations dealing with, extraterrestrial beings, interdimensional beings, ancient civilizations, um, working with or trying to find old artifacts. Even if you don't necessarily have in contact with the artifacts, you can't, necessarily put your hand on it. Just looking at pictures of old artifacts and then trying to meditate while visioning that picture, or if you have the picture of it in front of you, placing your hand on it and trying to tap into it, that helps you to tap into the quote-unquote Akashic records, right? Going by a certain name that has more of a strong spiritual energy, or an older type of, connected to an older being, that helps to connect to the Akashic records, activate that. Doing ritual work. Just doing the sessions as far as contract breaking, past life regressions, things like that. With Dublé will help with that process of, tapping into the Akashic records, at CrystalineMars.com. Fasting, all these things will assist in the process. But there is no just you do this and then boom, the Akashic records are there, right? I mean, you can also, there are some ways to kind of to speed up the process. You can take your different psychedelic plant medicines. They'll help get you there as well, right? But those open up a lot. It opens up so much when you do it that way that you don't really get far because it's too much to unpack. That's the only thing about that. So people take these plant medicines and without the proper guide and stuff, then you really are you're just opening a door just to be overwhelmed by the experience, and then you don't really go anywhere. Or people, what they should do is to say, if you don't have the proper guidance, which typically you don't, you go through, you open the door, and then you should meditate. Once you come out of it, you should meditate every day, trying to go back to those spaces, because the door doesn't just close. It doesn't just close completely, right? You come out of that space, but the door stays open for a certain amount of time. Whether you take your ayahuascas or whatever, where you take LSD, whatever it is, you take something, take shrooms, whatever opens that door. Once that door is open, it's open for at least, I don't know, a day or 2 or 3, depending on, but it doesn't just close. It slowly inches its way to being closed. Once it opens, it takes time for it to close back. So it pulls you into that world, and then you fall out of that world, but the door to the world is still open. So you can always go back within that time to then look around in a more controlled way what's going on, because that is the Akashic records. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at, you're unlocking the door to stuff that's going on in your own DNA. Sure. But just through consistent spiritual work and practice and consistent, it's very important to connect with your spiritual guides. That's the simplest way to put it. You unlock your Akashic records the more you connect with your spiritual guides, and the more that you grow with them in your relationship with them, the more and more of your Akashic records will be unfolded to you. Sure. Masterpieces, thank you for that information because I didn't know what that small voice was while I'm sleeping. Ashe. Cookies Cream says, how do we remember our dreams better? One thing that can help you is doing, when you're going to sleep, doing some imagination exercising, trying to just literally dream before you fall asleep, essentially, trying to just see, just purposely trying to see and envision things. Because that helps you to be, to train your mind to be aware of that realm, because it's the same realm of the dream realm, to be aware of that realm, so when you actually dream, you are more likely to take note and to remember. A lot of people tend to be on their phones before you go to bed, so if you can take some time to do some meditation, some breathing and stuff before you go to sleep, allow your body to wind down, then you're more likely to be able to remember your dreams. So that's another thing. Yeah, I have meditations, or I have not meditations, but like sleeping hypnosis prayers that I've created. I'll listen to that, and it helps to get me into it. And I'm telling myself to get into a state so that I can dream more effectively and be more aware and remember. But I do find that doing a lot of deep breathing before bedtime tends to make my dreams the most visible and the most lucid and the easiest to remember. Yeah. Sign of Film says your spirit guides can direct and protect you when that door is open. Yeah, they can. They definitely can. They definitely can. I've had quite a few spirit guides over the years, over the past like ones that I actually knew of, that I was aware of over the past like 6 or 7 years. I've had quite a few different spirit guides that I've worked with that have helped me, assisted me. And peace to JoJo. Ashe. I think I've gotten to everybody tonight. So we'll go ahead and say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika, it is done. And we will see you all on Thursday. Ashe.